Story of Lord Ganesha. Introduction. Ganapati Bapa, also known by other name as Ganesha, Vinayaka, is one of the most important gods in Hinduism. He is highly recognizable with his elephant head and human body, representing the soul, Atma, and the physical Maya. Apart from Hinduism, Ganesha is also worshipped as a principal deity in some Jain and Buddhist communities. He is worshipped as the remover of obstacles. Also, is associated with wisdom, writing, travel, for doing trade and commerce with prosperity without anything that hinders progress. How Ganapati Bapa got his form? Ganapati is the son of Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati, and he is the brother of Kartikeya or Subramanya, the god of war. He was created by his mother using earth, which she molded into the shape of a boy. As Shiva was away on his meditative wanderings, Parvati set her new son as guard while she was having a bath. Shiva came home abruptly. When he attempted to enter the house, he was met with resistance in the form of the boy Ganesha. Neither of them knew they were related. Shiva got angry at not being allowed in and dealt with the situation by chopping off Ganesh's head. It was at this moment that Parvati came out to find out what Shiva had done. She was inconsolable but managed to tell Shiva that the boy whose head he had cut off was in fact his son. Upset at what he has done in the situation, Shiva decided to fix it. He went out and hunted the first animal he saw, which was an elephant, and brought back its head to replace the boy's. This is how Ganesha has an elephant head. Encircling of world. Ganesha from the very beginning was an obedient child, always ready to carry out the commands of his parents. There is a story in the scriptures that is connected to Lord Ganesha and his loyalty towards his parents. Once the gods and devas gave a fruit of immortality and knowledge to Shiva and Parvati. Both their sons wanted to eat the fruit. To pacify the situation, Shiva told them that whosoever will encircle the world 3 times and come back first will win the fruit. Kartikeya was much more athletic than Ganesha, who had a large belly and an elephant head. Kartikeya took off swiftly, but Ganesha did not follow. Instead, he encircled his parents. When asked why, he said that his parents were the world to him, and for such a clever answer, he won the contest. Respect your parents is the lesson to be learned from the God of wisdom. Why Lord Ganesha is with a half tusk? An explanation of Ganesha's broken tusk is that of Parshurama, a form of Lord Vishnu, throwing his axe at Ganesha. After he blocked him at the entrance of his parents Shiva and Parvati. Ganesha allowed the axe to hit him and break the tusk so that no one could say that the axe, which was in fact given by his father, was not a fearsome weapon, thus lost his tusk in the process. Another story depicting the broken tusk is that one day after eating too much modak, a kind of sacrificial cake, Ganesha decided to take a ride on his giant rat in order to aid his digestion. On the way, the rat was surprised when he came across a large snake. He eventually backed out with fear, due to which he threw off his mount along with Ganesha on it. Ganesha landed on his full belly and it burst on hitting the ground. The cakes from his stomach rolled left, right, and center, but Ganesha was least concerned. He carefully gathered them all and placed back into his stomach. And wrapped the snake around his stomach at midriff. Ganesha suddenly heard a thunderous noise from heavens. This was the laughing moon with his wives, the 27 constellations, unable to contain themselves on seeing Ganesha wrapped in a snake. Outraged by this, Ganesha broke off his end of his tusk and threw at the laughing moon, which hit him on the face and was black-struck. Without the light of the moon, the dark nights became the haunt of thieves and villains, until honest people had enough and pleaded with the gods to restore the silver light. The gods asked Ganesha to forgive the moon, but only a partial forgiveness was given. Consequently, the change in phases of moon happened from full moon to new moon and vice versa. Representation in art form. In Hindu art form, Ganesha is variously portrayed depending on specific cultures, Indian, Cambodian, Javanese, etc. But he is most often depicted with the head of an elephant with a human body. In his hand he often carries a broken tusk, an axe, a ladle, a nose, prayer bead, and a tray or bowl of sweets. He sometimes also wields the elephant goad, which is a tool for Mahaut in handling and training of elephants, representing the order to master life's obstacle. Ganesha is often depicted riding a giant rat named Mushak.